The world's only corn palace is located in Mitchell, South Dakota. That's in the eastern part of the state. It's about 10 minutes north of Interstate 90 if you're traveling through, and it's about an hour 15 west of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is where we were coming from, and it's also about 3 hours east of the Badlands National Park, which is what we were heading to the next day. In the late 19th century, a number of cities on the Great Plains constructed corn palaces or grain palaces to promote themselves and their products. They believe 34 were built across the Midwest, but only Mitchell Corn Palace has remained intact. Hence the name, the world's only corn palace. The first building constructed here in 1892 was a wooden corn palace, and then they built another one in 1905, but the one you see here today was completed in 1921. And the Russian-like onion domes and towers were added in 1937. Now, obviously, they decorate the corn palace in different colors of ears of corn. The year we were there was 2023, but they still had the 2022 theme up. It was called Under the Big Top. And I was reading that they tried to take the previous years down by August, and we were there in July. So they still had the previous years up, and they tried to have the new one up at the beginning of October. And I was reading that, of course, depending on their crop for the year, if they've had a good crop, then they will definitely do it for the next year. If they've had a lower crop, then they won't. I'm thinking they're kind of like in a skip year because they're still working on the 2023 one, which is Famous South Dakotans, which I'll show you in a minute. But I was reading that in 2025, they are going to do the Wonders of the World. So I think that one would be a neat one to see as well. It's neat that they change it every year. It gives you purpose to go back and visit more often so you can see the different designs. Now, the Corn Palace is a venue for concerts and conferences and festivals, but when they're not having any of that going on, you can go inside, you can tour the inside, and you can buy some corny gifts. So they didn't have a 2023 theme, they just went into 2024. They had a skip year, and that was Famous South Dakotans, and one famous South Dakotan is Bob Barker. Even though he wasn't born in South Dakota, he was born in Washington, but he did live a lot of his youth on the Rosebud Indian Reservation in Mission, South Dakota, because he is part of the Sioux tribe. And I thought that was really neat. I did not know that. All in all, this is such a wonderful place to stop if you're ever driving through South Dakota, especially if you have kids that like memes and love the corn kid meme. Or Tariq, who has a viral meme about him talking about corn. He was the actual corn ambassador here, I think a year ago. And it was just such a neat place to go and visit and see and just experience. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, adventures are out there. Are you? Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye.